Again, online. Yeah.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes. There are 5 attendees.
Well, the third annual meeting.
This annual district.
District meeting. In order to start with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I need a motion to elect a moderator. A motion, any of you?
Sure, I'd like to nominate, oh, am I nominating or just moving?
Nominating.
I'd like to nominate my man Norm.
Yes. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any other nominations? All in favor?
Aye.
Welcome, Norm. Away we go.
Why break the streak?
Anywhere, be fine. Okay, welcome to the district meeting. I'll ask at this time Secretary Costantino to read the call of the meeting and the return of the call.
All right. Regional School District 13 of the state of Connecticut, Durham and Middlefield. Warning of district meeting and referendum vote. Notice is hereby given to all those eligible to vote in town meetings in the member towns of Durham and Middlefield that a district meeting of Regional School District 13 of the state of Connecticut will be held on Wednesday, June 17th, 2026 at 7 p.m. in the library at Coggachog Regional High School, 135 Pickett Lane, Durham, Connecticut, for the following purpose. To present the proposed budget for the 2026-2027 fiscal year as prepared by the Regional School District 13 Board of Education. The moderator shall adjourn the district meeting at its conclusion, and the budget shall be submitted to a vote upon the voting tabulators in the district's member towns of Durham and Middlefield on Thursday, June 18th, 2026, in accordance with section 10-51 of the Connecticut General Statutes between the hours of 6 a.m. and 8 p.m. under the following heading. Shall the proposed budget of $43,969,710 for the 2026-2027 fiscal year as prepared and presented by the Regional School District 13 Board of Education be approved? Those in favor shall vote yes. Those opposed shall vote no. Voting will be at the following polling places. The town of Durham, Durham Community Center, 144 Pickett Lane, Durham, Connecticut, 06422. Town of Middlefield, Middlefield Community Center, 405 Main Street, Middlefield, Connecticut, 06455. Copies of explanatory text about the pending referendum will be mailed to every postal patron in Durham and Middlefield. Dated June 8th, 2026. Robert Moore, Chairman, Regional School District 13 Board of Education. Return of the call. Return is hereby made that the undersigned on the 10th day of June 2026 caused to be posted on the public signpost in the towns of Durham and Middlefield a written warning by the Board of Education, and on the 10th day of June 2026 caused to be published in the Middletown Press and the Hartford Courant, a newspaper having a circulation in the towns of Durham and Middlefield, warning of the district meeting on the education budget held the 17th day of June 2026 with the referendum vote on the education budget on the 18th day of June 2026. Signed, Robert Moore, Chairman, Regional School District 13 Board of Education.
Thank you, Nick. We've heard the call of the meeting. I don't have a copy of it, but since I have it memorized, it's okay. From years gone by. Let's get the meeting started. And I think the first order of business is the moderator will call on Chairman Bob Moore for the purpose of making a presentation. Bob?
Thank you, Norm. We have some slides we'll put out there so everybody who's online can see it. Following the last budget vote, the board met and discussed a variety of options, to further adjust the budget. And, we did make a number of options. We had quite a few people in attendance and a lot of comments. We had almost 50 emails with information. So we had a great deal of input on it after we had the final recommended. Superintendent put out a video that was reviewed that showed options that we were considering, and the board did meet and come up with the options. We are sorry to our registrars that it's on a Thursday, but that was necessary for us to meet the timing requirements. And we know that it's unusual to have a vote on Thursday, but we needed to do that because of our timing issues for the budget. So this is the first slide shows the history. The first proposed budget by the superintendent back in February had a 5% increase in the gross budget. The first one that went to referendum had a 4.5% increase in the budget. The second one that went to referendum had a 3.94, and this proposed budget of $43,969,710 has a 3.35% increase. So the whole net change is about $750,000 from the original. The reductions that have occurred in this is one instructional coach. For those who don't know what instructional coaches are, they are assisting the teachers in development of curriculum, develop a new curriculum, trying to get the programs that our state is requiring and getting those into the program for the teachers to assist them in development of their own coursework and curriculum. There was a reduction in benefits, software lease, some additional curriculum software, some transportation services, regional students, and some unfilled stipends, bringing in a total reductions of $248,652 from the previous referendum. The final information on this is the gross budget is the next slide. Is 3.35% increase, and the net budget is 3.1. Net budget is but goes to towns for their thing. And that's because there's revenue involved in that and state grants. The next slide just kind of shows the resultant total changes in the various line items from salaries, benefits, operating service supplies, and the reduction over the last year to last actually 2 years to show where we are in this year and the net change in that proposal. The reason that the debt service is up is because we were able to use premiums and other last year and the year before to not have to pay for include the debt service in the budget. The next slide is actually the revenue side, showing revenue from things like adult education, rental of the facilities, interest. And if one of the things you'll notice that if you were here over the weekend after graduation, there were rental of the auditorium for a dance recital or something like that. So those things keep going. That's where those rentals come from. Interest on the money we have in savings accounts or other accounts. And a fund balance carryover, which is lower this year because we are not creating a lot of extra money in a fund balance because we're budgeting so close to the actual costs. Often we get requested that we shouldn't be funding the payroll at full. We should accept that there's going to be reductions in staff during the year, And those reductions have not been occurring. And you can see going back a ways, we had a fairly large fund balance, but that's been reduced to very little fund balance because the savings you get from not anticipating vacancies or partial vacancies is not occurring. So we really have very little fund balance left over. And that basically goes back into the budget for the next year. It's not like it's all saved. And then state and federal grants, there's a special education excess cost grant, supplementary aid, a variety of other information we have in there in revenue, and the total revenue is at $1,591,000. And again, this reduces the net budget to the towns. The capital hasn't changed from the previous budget. We're only using, for those who don't know, the Board of Education cannot spend more than 2% of its budget for capital costs. And that limits us on what we can do on our capital expenses, and that's why we end up bonding most of our major costs because we can't really save enough for it. But these are areas on this capital budget that we are putting aside money for things that we know that are not going to be multi-million dollars, but money that we can save enough for. And things that we anticipate that go wrong, there's $100,000 in there for unanticipated maintenance in the buildings, and normally that gets spent. Things happen, things break, we have to replace them.
We still have Brewster and Lyman that have to hang on for one more year.
And a lot of it will end up at Brewster and Lyman to keep them through until Three Oaks Memorial School is built. The group for pupil expenditure. This is one that always people are concerned about. You'll see that the estimated for pupil expenditure based on this budget was less than last year by about $30 or so, $35. So we have not been our for pupil expenditure is interesting. You see that that's just the abbreviations for schools that we get compared with. There's at 29.5, and we're basically about the same. The regional school averages is a little bit lower, but again, we're right in the same ballpark. The state average is much lower, but regional school districts have to pay for their maintenance, whereas the town schools don't have to pay for the road to be plowed. They don't have to pay for the lawn to be mowed. That these are costs that the district has to incur that a lot of the municipal schools do not have in front of them. They don't have the big roadway and all the road work that goes carrying these campuses and 3 buildings. And the 3 buildings add a lot to the cost of them. The referendum will be the cost of the town is on the last slide here. And the Durham assessment is based on 65.38%, and Middlefield is 34.62%. Again, these gets adjusted every year by school enrollment, but we put in 2 years ago a 5-year rolling average so that it blends out the increases or decreases in each of the towns. And you can see the education grant in Durham and Middlefield was $3,293,000, and to Middlefield was $2.1 million. And the resultant cost of the towns, it was 26.27 is $4,413,847 to Durham, and $12,571,086 to Middlefield, and the net increase is on the bottom there. So that's our slides. The referendum is tomorrow at both Community Center in Durham and Community Center in Middlefield from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. That's our presentation.
All right, thank you, Bob. Any of the board members have something that they would like to talk about before I open it up to the public? Or not? You're not required.
I would like to reiterate that we are still in essence running 5 buildings. We are not a 3-school district right now. It's, yes, 4 active buildings with additional swing space, and that's an important consideration. We are not a 3-school district yet.
Okay, thanks, Jamie. Anyone else? Then I'll open it up to the public. I know that Craig Brandini wants to speak, so Craig, you're on.
Good evening, members of the Board of Education, members of the Regional School District 13 community. My name is Craig Radnini. I'm the president of the Regional School District 13 Education Association. I want to begin by recognizing the continued efforts of the Board of Education, administration, staff, and community members throughout this challenging budget process. The work has gone into developing this third referendum proposal has been thoughtful, difficult, and focused on balancing the needs of our students, our schools, and our community. I also want to acknowledge the many community members who have taken the time to directly communicate with the Board of Education throughout this process. The emails, phone calls, public comments, questions, suggestions, and guidance provided by residents demonstrate the level of care and commitment our communities have for our schools. A strong community is one where people engage, share their perspectives, and work together toward the best outcome for our students. As educators, we understand that every budget decision has an impact. Behind every line item are classrooms, programs, teachers, support staff, and opportunities for students. The choices made today shape the educational experiences we're able to provide for the children of Durham and Middlefield. This referendum is not simply about numbers on a page. It's about maintaining the quality of education of our community expects and ensuring our students continue to have access to the programs, support, and dedicated professionals who help them succeed. The third budget proposal represents a responsible path forward during a very difficult financial year. It reflects compromise, careful consideration, and the reality that reductions have consequences. Any cuts to staffing and programs directly affect the people who work with students every day and the students who rely on those services. The members of Regional School District 13 Education Association care deeply about this community. We live here, we work here, and are invested in the success of every student who walks through our doors. On behalf of our association, I encourage all eligible voters to participate in this important referendum. The vote directly impacts our students, our schools, and our colleagues. Every vote matters. Please get out and vote in support of our budget. Thank you.
Thank you, Craig.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Craig. Is there anyone else who would like to speak?
Fine.
Online.
Yes, I was
Anyone
gonna say,
online?
Cindy, is anyone online that would like to speak?
We do have people online. If you'd like to say anything, please raise your hand. Seeing one.
Okay.
Oh,
then-
here's, now I have one.
Elder.
Alma. Okay, Alma, you should be ready to go.
Good evening, and thank you to members of the Board of Education. Not having a child in the school system, I don't know enough about the school system, so I just have some very basic questions that I've heard from different people. One is, I'd like to know what percentage of the budget is special education? And another question that I have is, what is the average size of classes? I imagine they change from when they're in grade school to when they're in high school, but those are two questions that I'm curious about, and I've heard other people talking about. Thank you for your attention.
Well, we just need your last name.
Elder, Elder.
Would you like us to answer that?
Yes, that would be great if somebody can answer that. That
I'll
would
take
be,
the class size question. We average about 18 to 20 students per class, depending on the grade level. And then Kim probably has the special education
Yeah,
number, although it's all over.
that is part of a percentage because it is so intermingled with some classes, you know, the schools have special education teachers and regular education teachers, so that would be shown under that school. And then there are some district level expenditures, so I can certainly get that number, but I don't have it within the next 2 seconds.
I think you indicated is like 22% of our enrollment is in special education.
It's a very close, yeah,
That
number.
number is increasing in every district and more kids are being identified for sure, in my experiences.
And special education, depending on their needs, could be, you know, just extra courses, or could be actually people in the classroom, it could be special
And it
care.
could be an out of district placement.
And could be out of district
Yeah.
placement. We have a number that need special services and we can't offer, so they're out of district. So the costs vary, and I don't have the dollar figures, but it, you know, with 22% of the enrollment in special ed, then you can assume that it's a significant cost.
Okay, although I think your questions have been answered, is there anyone else online that would like to speak?
I don't see
No.
anyone else now.
Okay, then if that's it, we're going to adjourn the meeting to 6 a.m. Middlefield Community Center, Durham Community Center until 8 p.m. And I will declare that we are adjourned.
You know,
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.